Hey guys, my name is Ken Manubay. I was about to say my name is Picking Duck. My name is Ken Manubay. I'm the CEO of Picking Duck. And today I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about how Picking Duck got started. So I've been betting for at least 20 years now, and I'm I'm your typical sports bettor. You know, we play every day. You might consider us as an addict, but no, that's pretty normal. We play every day. It doesn't matter the sport. We just like to have action. So, I'm a typical sports bettor, but one of the things that was not typical about me as a sports bettor was that I don't watch sports. And actually, I still don't watch sports. But the reason I actually got into sports betting was so that I can enjoy sports. I'm sure you guys know, you guys can relate to that. When you're watching sports and you've got something on the line, you're more involved in that game all the way from the start to the finish. So, the way that I enjoyed watching sports was to, have some skin in the game, as they say, right? So, and I only watched the sports because everyone else around me was watching sports. My dad, my brother, my friends, all they talked about was sports. So in order for me to fit in, I had to watch sports. But the only way I could get into it was throwing some money down. So that's why I was betting. And as I was playing, I realized, wow, this sports betting is really fun and it's really easy. Well, not easy, it's convenient. Sports betting is definitely not easy, but it was so convenient. Call my guy, place a bet, thank you, and when I win, collect some money, right? So that was fun. And at the time when I was betting, it was a way for me to make extra money. I'm sure you guys are there, want to make extra money. You watch sports already. Why not bet on some sports? And at the time, I needed a vehicle for me to help make myself more money because I was actually jobless. I had a degree, and I had a career, but that career was outsourced. That my job was basically outsourced to Asia. So I became jobless, and I tried applying for jobs and careers, but there was one thing that was stopping me, and that one thing was the questionnaire that said, "Have you ever been convicted of a felony?" Yes. So that stopped me from getting a proper career on the career path that I wanted to go to with my degree. But while I was jobless, everyone around me was doing so well with their jobs and their careers, so, I felt like such a failure. I was really not doing so great, and I had to fit in again. And so I needed to make more money so that I could fit in. So I tried to do it with sports betting, and, as every sports bettor knows, that's not an easy task. So I was continuing to play, but man, I quickly realized that I suck. And I didn't suck just because I didn't watch sports. I sucked because it's hard. It's not easy. So I'm sure you guys have those problems in sports betting. If everybody has those problems with betting on sports, not knowing who to bet on and trying to figure things out and learning along the way. But so the way that I tried to learn was I tried to do some research on it, and doing that research led me to what you would probably call the easiest route of all, the shortcut to getting your picks, which is tout service or handicappers. And man, I was a big sucker for handicappers, and especially this one guy who, it was $1,000 for 1 week of service. And yes, I bought it. And did I come out a winner in the end? No. So sad, right? So I didn't come out a winner, and in fact, I probably ended up losing double that week. But following those handicappers is just like copying your neighbor on a test, except that your neighbor is also a loser. But the problem with that was that it's like I'm paying my neighbor to see his answers, and so it's a double loss. So that was a nightmare, right? But one day I actually had a dream, like an actual dream. I woke up and I said, "Whoa, I just had the craziest idea." So I drove over to my friend's house. I was jobless at the time. I think he was too, but I remember it was daytime, and I told him all about how the problems with the handicapping industry paying these guys. And I said, what if there was a way that we could see more transparency with these guys' picks, so that you can basically choose who you want to follow instead of just somebody telling you what to bet on, and actually seeing someone's true record rather than trusting what they're telling you. And so that's how Picking Duck came about. And when I was telling my buddy about this, boom, his mind blew. And from there we were like, all right, let's see what we can do. Let's figure this out. And so we would go to Starbucks, write it on paper, and then we're like, all right, finally we got it. We got the whole thing down on paper. And then what was next? Okay, we had to get it developed. Neither of us were programmers, so we went out, got a quote from our first quote came back, and that quote was $100,000. $100,000. I was jobless. He was jobless. How in the world are we going to get that kind of money? So we actually partnered up with another guy, two other guys, and these guys we're all friends. So of course we still didn't have the $100,000, but so we kind of reached out to our network and we found a guy, $250. Yes, that works for us. All right, let's do that. So we did $250 for our first website, and it came back, and we're like, what is this? It was like a drawing on paper. So we took that, we said, okay, I guess that's what you get for $250. So following that, we took it to another development company. Then that one cost us $5,000. Like, that's a big step for us already. And that didn't get us anywhere, and spent another $20,000, and that actually got us to our first prototype website. And so that wasn't bad, but as soon as we did that, we were trying to figure out, now we had to promote it. We got it up, we got the website. Now how do we promote this? So we started making videos and trying to do funny things, and that's only funny, for a few people, but it never got the real traction that you're really supposed to get in marketing. And we actually didn't really know how to do marketing, and so we never really put money or put real attention to those marketing efforts. So marketing for us was actually very, very difficult. But we continued on, and we finally got the word out there, and it started spreading a little bit, and finally we started making some money on the website. But once we started making money on the website, our payment processor dropped us, and we said, why? What happened? And they said that we were too associated with sports gambling. This was before the industry was nearly close to legal. So they said that we were too associated with sports gambling, and they didn't want us sending them payments. So it's like, wow, okay, that sucks. So we tried looking at other payment processors, high risk payment processors. Everybody told us no. Nobody wanted to deal with us. And man, we were like, okay, we can't take any payments. What are we supposed to do? So we decided to pivot and change it to social gaming, and that's when we released our iOS app. And so that's what we have today is social gaming. So now as the social gaming iOS app was starting to grow, catch on, sports betting, all the talk of sports betting was going legal, and we were like, oh wow, this is going to be pretty good for us. And it actually was. Once sports gambling went legal, there was a public company that decided to make an offer to buy us out, and we're like, yes, we finally did it. And so there's a closing period, but during that closing period, they had to come up with their end of the money, and they didn't come up with their end of the money, and so the deal didn't go through. And so some of you guys may have been around to see that deal where we were celebrating, but that's what happened. We never got bought out, and so we're still here trying to build it up. So the good thing about that was that, hey, it went legal, so there should be a lot more opportunities for us now. But even though the industry went legal, those ups and downs in this business actually may have been too much for my partners, and they actually decided to quit. So now it's just me in Peking Duck. I know you guys have seen my buddies who were all part of this project with me, and you've seen them in the videos and over time, but they had to go their own ways, and I am still here, and because I believe in the product fully. It was my dream that came to my mind, so I'm still continuing to build the product. Those guys are still great guys. They're still my friends to this day, and they wish me the best with this. But now where I'm at, it's been months since they left, and just recently there was the gaming iGaming conference just last week, and I was able to be one of the top 5 companies to be able to present there. They gave us a booth, and I met so many people. The industry is just on fire. Now there's like so many partnerships available. Everybody wants to collaborate. Everybody wants to do anything. Back then, man, nobody wanted a piece of Peking Duck. And now everybody wants to talk, see what we can put together. But Peking Duck is still in its infancy, and we're still growing. We're still trying to figure out a way to make this business work. So, but through all of that, through all that journey, I learned so much. One of the main things that I learned was that, what, Ken, you actually don't need to fit in. Okay, stop trying to fit in. And if I was to fit in with my buddies that just recently, I would be quitting too, because I needed to fit in. But that's not the case. If I was going to fit in, I would probably be at a job that pays me a regular salary, on time, but maybe I wouldn't like my job. Right now I'm not fitting in like other people, and I enjoy what I do, although I don't get a paycheck like you guys, but like everyone else. But I still enjoy what I'm doing. But another thing that I did learn is over time, I actually learned to win in sports betting. Yes, I finally learned how to win in sports betting. So, that's been something great. But what happened is that once you finally learn to win in sports betting, your books will drop you. Yes, that's right. They will drop you. And if you have not yet been dropped by your book, they consider you a loser. So that's why they're still taking your bets. So, I was playing in 3 different areas and they all dropped me. They don't want the action. So because why? They don't make any money out of it. So, but those techniques that I've learned over time, those strategies that I've learned over time, and with so much going on in the industry, I've decided to actually put together a program to teach you guys how to properly bet on sports. And I'm actually partnering up with some of the guys in the industry to put this program together, and it'll be coming out soon, so I'll share it with you guys. But that'll be later. But that is the story of how Picking Duck got started, where it's at right now, and what's been going on. So thank you guys for all your support throughout all these years. And if you're new to Picking Duck, welcome to the site, welcome to the app, and we're going to be coming out with more things pretty soon and changing a few things here and there. As long as these partnerships get into place. So keep playing, keep putting in those picks, and we appreciate you guys. And if you guys got any comments or have any questions, post them in the comments below. Thanks a lot for listening, guys. Have a good one.